Schuyler County Sheriff's Office held their 5th annual Law Enforcement Memorial Day service tonight. WENY's Marcy Walsh is here in studio to tell us why today is a special day in particular to remember fallen law enforcement officers. Marcy?
Nick, community members and officers from around the southern tier gathered in Watkins Glen to honor fallen law enforcement today. This is in remembrance of National Peace Officers Memorial Day, which falls on May 15th every year. The Schuyler County Sheriff's Office chooses to honor local officers and their families in a show of remembrance and gratitude for their service through music, speeches, and special traditions.
I thank you for putting your community that you serve above all. Thank you that you'll do anything to protect and assist.
In addition to the fallen officers, the sacrifice of law enforcement families was also recognized.
So today, we honor those who have served and those who are serving. It's you that deserve to be honored. It's you who kiss your wives, your partners, and your significant others goodbye when you leave your house, knowing it may very well be your last kiss.
The names of fallen officers were read one by one. A flower was placed in each of their memories, honoring their sacrifice and commitment.
We need to recognize that and recognize all of the people. It doesn't just happen in the big cities. We've lost all those people locally. We need to recognize that and understand that those things happen here too. Families have losses here. Departments have losses here. We need to understand that too. And they need to be recognized for that. They gave it their all.
Steuben County will also be hosting a law enforcement memorial service this Friday at 6 p.m. in Bath. Nick?
All right, thank you, Marcy. A 23-year-old man will spend at least 20 years behind bars after pleading guilty in Chemung County Court to murder in the second degree. He made that plea today. According to Chemung County DA Weeden Wetmore, Devontae Allagood admitted to shooting and murdering 56-year-old Willie Davis on January 19, 2023 at a home on West 3rd Street in the city of Elmira. Following that plea, Devontae was sentenced to a minimum of 20 years and a max of life behind bars. The Chemung County Fair announced today that the fair will not have any rides this year. That's because the company that was going to provide the rides and the games has gone out of business. The contract that the fair signed with Syracuse-based Wheel Lock Rides is now null and void, forcing the fair to find a new vendor. But here's the problem. Fair officials say that they've been in contact with 15 ride companies across the country, and so far, nothing has been worked out. The fair is scheduled to kick off on Wednesday, July 31st. The Southern Tioga School District has decided against consolidating their schools. In a 4-5 vote, the Board of Directors rejected the plan to turn their 5 schools into 3. The plan would have closed Blossburg Elementary and both high schools, establishing a secondary school for all 6th through 12th graders. Instead, the school board, they're going to improve the school buildings, they said themselves, voting in favor of an $89 million infrastructure improvement project. The schools will get new parking lots, windows, technology, plumbing, and more. Well, a Ride of Silence is a worldwide event where bicyclists, they ride to remember fellow riders who lost their life doing what they love. Most importantly, the ride also serves as a way to send a message to everybody to share the road safely. I caught up with bicyclists in Elmira who did their silent ride tonight to Eldridge Park.
It's a ride of silence, so please keep your conversations to a minimum.
Bicyclists wearing white gathered at Elmira Community Cycle on West 5th Street in Elmira, and they biked slowly and silently to Eldridge Park. When they got to the park, this was their focus of attention. This ghost bike memorial is near the spot where Charles Rogers was killed riding his bike in 2019. He was hit by a drunk driver who was nearly 3 times the legal limit. This ghost bike and other ones just like it across the country serve as a way to not only remember those who were killed, but also as a reminder to share the road. Jack Cheney, who has taken his bicycle with him on adventures all over the globe, he knows firsthand how dangerous it can be. He said he's been hit 3 times on his bicycle.
Twice by a car and once by a truck. And really, I think biking is a wonderful sport. It's a wonderful lifetime sport. And so I like to promote it. And this is a way to kind of let people know what it's about and get us all off there riding and maybe get folks to be a little bit more careful. Because if you're used to driving a car, you know, you're kind of used to going through yellow lights or used to, I don't know, talking on your cell phone and doing things maybe you shouldn't do. And it's okay because you got that big steel shell around you. But on this thing, there's no shell.
I hope anybody watching this will do their best to think about the person in front of them on a bike, not get too caught up inside their own head or their own little world, and to try to be as safe as possible. It's somebody's son, somebody's daughter out there, and it's your responsibility to keep everybody safe.
And in other news, Watkins Glen International is often a place filled with fans cheering on their favorite race car drivers. But tonight, the stands were empty as the general public had a chance to be on the track for a once-in-a-lifetime activity. WENY's Max Coven reports.
From speedy cars racing down the track to people pedaling on their own bicycles, Watkins Glen International has it all. So let's go for a quick ride around the track.
So tonight we have bike night. We're going to introduce a whole group to a trip around the Watkins Glen International that have never probably done it before. Our first time ever exposing anybody to this, and if it works out well, we'd like to do it throughout the summer.
And tell me, what inspired this kind of event?
Well, we got it at another track that we, a sister track that we do some work with, and so we thought, why not bring it to Watkins Glen, because we have, such a super road course.
The track offered several courses, a 2.4-mile course and a 3.4-mile course.